What is going on, my furry friends? This is your friend King Julian, today with yet another very special video. I'm reporting to you from the Honda days 2024. What I have here is the beautiful Neo Cafe Honda CB650R 2024 with e-clutch.
I was in your wet dream, driving in my car. Saw you at the side of the road. There's no one else around. You're touching yourself, touching yourself, touching yourself, touching yourself. You said, baby, do you want to come home with me? I got Buffalo 66 on DVD. You said, baby, do you want to come home with me? I got Buffalo 66 on DVD.
The shifting is very smooth on this bike. I like it very much. And the whole bike feels so lightweight. It weighs 203 kilos curb, which is not little, definitely. Not so much either. Oh, the shifting is super smooth. Good, let's talk about some specs now. What's interesting is the engine, 4-cylinder, inline-4. So you have to rev it up quite a bit to squeeze out the maximum power. Dude, I love the e-clutch. Wow, very nimble. So the maximum power output of this inline-4 is 70 kilowatt at 12,000 RPM, which is nice. I mean, I owned a bike with exactly this engine before, the CBR 650R, and I really like it a lot. It's very nice to hear this engine scream. So, and it's very hard to actually focus on what I'm talking about while riding this bike because it's just so exciting. I really love it. For a mostly city-oriented naked bike, you have ideal power output. You have really great torque available, and the 4-cylinder engine is just something so specific and so unique these days. So we have really this age of middleweight twins, not so many 4-cylinders on the market right now, so this is very refreshing, and it's great that Honda has this option. So even though we have the new Hornet 750 reduced from 4 cylinders to 2, I would say the CB650R is the real successor of the old Hornet. And I love it. I got used to the e-clutch immediately. It has a lot in common with a standard quick shifter up and down. It's just way smoother. Plus, on top of the quick shifter, you have this automatic clutch, so you don't have to use the lever to get the bike moving. You don't have to use the lever ever. You can basically behave as if the lever wasn't there. But if you want to use it, then of course the clutch lever overrides the electronic clutch. Now, not to confuse the e-clutch with the DCT or with the automatic transmission, this is really just an automatic clutch. So you actually need to kick in the gears instead of just enjoying the bike doing it for you as you would on a DCT motorcycle, but it's fine. So much fun. Oh dude, I love the sound of the engine. I can feel a bit of vibration down there. but I don't know. All in all, this is a great experience. I really love the bike. It was an instant click. Yes, I did have the 2020 CBR, so I'm not completely unfamiliar with this bike. It shares the same basis basically. Okay. Oh shit. This is the typical Honda thing. I wanted to say every normal bike, but Hondas are normal. The standard position of the klaxon and turn signal is exactly the opposite to Honda bikes. So that's the thing. Sometimes when you want to use the turn signal, you just honk the horn. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. What we know from the previous version of this model. We know the engine, 649cc. Did I mention it at the beginning? Hope I did. We know the suspension. It's 41mm upside down separate function fork in the front. In the rear you have standard monoshock. Here we go. I love how nimble this bike is. It really feels so intuitive, so nice. And we're revving it up quite a bit. I love that you can do it with this bike. And instead of like losing breath, it actually catches the second breath, and that's really something. But it's also really hard to focus on the ride and talk about this thing at the same time. So the basis for the bike is the same. You have the same frame, you have the same engine, you have the same suspension, brakes are the same. What's different is the headlight. LED, it just looks more modern now. You also have a new tail on this bike, so the tail light and the tail as such is a new version. In my humble opinion, this is the most beautiful naked bike design there is. I love this bike. I love everything about it, and I love the color. Actually, I was really hoping that I would get to test ride this one in this color, so Honda made my dream come true. And I've been looking at this bike forever. Actually, as I was getting my first big bike, the CBR, originally I planned to get this one because I really fell in love with the design. It's just so stunning, so beautiful, with the exposed pipes. It's naked to the best possible extent, very visually appealing. Dream bike for my dream garage. Okay, as a perfect naked bike, of course, we have no wind protection whatsoever, but I don't care. I don't care. This thing is so exciting. It could be tiresome for long distance traveling, especially on a motorway, but I think as long as you avoid motorways, you'll have so much fun on this one, and you won't mind the lack in wind protection much. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, very important upgrade for this line, for the whole 650 line, is the TFT display. Finally, this was one of my major criticisms about the previous line, and now they finally fixed it, and I love the display. The information is understandable, logically arranged. You have everything you need to know. Plus, of course, you can connect this bike to your smartphone and use navigation on the display. It shows you basically directions, so you cannot actually see a map on the display, but it's still better than nothing. And maybe it even works, who knows. The navigation is something most of the motorcycle apps need to work on. Dude, I could ride this thing all day, really. I don't feel any pressure whatsoever, though I have a feeling I might be leaning forward a little bit. There is a bit of sportiness in it, and I really like it, but it's just a tiny bit. It is not uncomfortable, not in the slightest. It's so much better than I expected. I mean, I expected it to be great, but Jesus, so good, so good. The Showa suspension and the chassis, it's so well balanced. Not adjustable, by the way, but it doesn't need to be. It's perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing. The brakes are also freaking great. Nissan. I have a lot of experience with these brakes and I can fully trust them. Good stuff. Perfect package. And I think that's it. I'm super excited about this thing. I would really love to have it for a full week and see what it's really about. I think I'll just enjoy it with a wide smile on my face. Thank you very much, guys, for your attention. If you like this video, please let me know by pressing the like button. If you like my content, subscribe, don't be shy. Please take care of yourselves, your loved ones. Ride safe, be safe, stay safe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.